Right, and I think it's recording now. I guess welcome to the HackUMBC tutorial. We're just getting started. Let's first go to the directory of HackUMBC Sports Info Tutorial. So let's go into there and see how that looks. cd HackUMBC Sports Info Tutorial. So you see here, there's this file called pom.xml. There's a source directory and there's a target directory. So actually there shouldn't be a target directory right now. That's where our executable is going to be when we compile the program. But right now we see there's the pom.xml. You guys should see the pom.xml on the source. There's a target? Okay. So yeah. So the pom.xml has our project dependencies. So if you open it up with your text editor, brackets pom.xml. Let's open that up. Let me make this a lot smaller. So you can see here that you're gonna see something like this. So this is XML code, and it pretty much lists all the dependency of the project. So here we have the Spring framework, which is the framework we're going to be using to build our interface. We have the Spring framework boot. So these are all the different dependencies that the project needs to actually load up. So if you go to spring.io, most websites like Facebook, Google, they use some sort of enterprise framework because if you try to just build raw Java, like you don't want to recreate the wheel and you don't want to write your own like code that does HTTP or that does web stuff. So there are like all these nice frameworks out there that make it a lot easier for you to like build RESTful frameworks, build web apps. So Spring is one of those frameworks. And you can see there's a ton of guides here if you click on the guides. And you guys can like do these in your own time. There's a ton of guides here, like building a RESTful web service, kind of like what we're going to be doing. And it's pretty much, it goes through the entire thing and pretty simple. And it even has like this file right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually compile our thing. So the command to do that is mvn spring boot run. So if you cd into the directory and run mvn spring-boot :run, it should run the RESTful interface. So we'll actually see what that means after we start running this. So did you guys run it? So right now it started the application. So you can see it's running on port 8080.
So is that MVN boot?
mvn spring spring-boot run run right here. mvn spring-boot run. You got it? Awesome. So how many of you guys got it? You guys?
I'm reading up on this.
So did you cd into the directory?
Yeah,
HackUMBC?
I don't want you to slow down.
Yeah. No, you're good. You're good. So cd into the HackUMBC Sports Info Tutorial directory. So I think you've stored it on your program files.
Yeah.
Yeah. So cd into there. Are you cd? Can you like pause? No, I'll just keep it running because yeah, it should be downloading like a ton of things. So after it's done, you should be able to go localhost 8080 / and we created an endpoint here called get sports info, and you should be able to get sports info, and then you should be able to type equals basketball. And right now it should just say type is basketball. So after you have it running, you should go to this link, localhost 8080. So localhost is the local server on your computer. And we're pretty much grabbing data from Java and displaying it to the page right here. And if you're creating a web app, you can maybe use this data. Like you can like ping this endpoint, and then you can grab data about basketball from the server. I mean, so like, are you CD'd into the directory?
I can have 9 companies.
Yeah.
It's not even finding the path, so
He stored it in program files.
So can you copy and paste that?
yeah, I just did that.
Yeah.
They couldn't even find that.
Are you guys good?
Oh,
Yeah,
Or-
you can get host
maybe
sports
it's 'cause you
info.
didn't start with
Yeah. So localhost colon 8080/get sports info
Because you just started
question mark type equals basketball.
with, like, the C drive in it. So copy or the D drive. Copy the whole thing. And then CD and then paste that. Yeah, so you only had
Yep.
part of you only had part of the path and you like
Patches,
so now you can do
As long as this is running right here.
Yeah, I'm getting,
space spring. What was it?
I have like build failure.
What's the build failure?
Execute failed to execute build
Spring
go
dash
on
boot.
spring framework build spring.
What is it called?
Did you do mvn spring dash boot
Yes.
colon run?
So it's the command that I.
Are you CD'd into the root of the HackUMBC Sports info tutorial? Wait, did you get it to work?
I got it.
You got it? Okay, 'cause it says his is getting build failure for some reason. So, wait, can you type in Java C?
Yeah,
Java C works, compiles.
So spring NV. Oh, sorry. So there's no hyphen there. It's
Try doing
MVN
mvn clean space package.
And then so then it's spring dash boot.
Yep. mvn spring dash boot colon run.
Yeah, actually, I just typed
Or it's a hyphen, not a.
Do you do mvn space clean space package? Did it
So,
create the jar file?
yeah, it's like a line right now.
and then
I'll build
it's gonna download a ton of things.
Build successful? So now you should have a jar file actually. If you ls or if you go to target, if you cd into target, there should be a jar file. So that's another way you can.
This is got jar file.
You have a jar file?
Yeah.
So if you do java space dash jar and then run that jar file, it should work.
He had build failure also.
So you should try doing mvn space clean space package. So you should do mvn clean package like this. And this will create the jar file. It should have created a jar file.
What was the command?
mvn clean package. You got it?
Is it scanning?
I think it's probably the PC. Maybe it's.
It should. I mean, no. It should work. It should work on
It kept
PC.
failing, like, you failure.
Did you try mvn clean package?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he did that, it said scan your packages build failure.
Huh. That's weird. So I guess for now you guys can just follow along. I'll put up all the code and
That would be a good idea.
have it there later. But yeah, for now, like, who you got it to work or?
Yeah, I've got it built. I've got the jar and everything, but when I go to the local host site and everything, I've got a white label error page.
Oh.
We have to install Apache, right?
Did you do localhost colon 8080? No, you don't have to install Apache. And did you do get sports info? With it has to be this case sensitive. So.
Yeah.
So you're probably getting this error. Wait, no, not this error. I'm not running it right now. So, well, let me run it. So you're probably getting, hold on. You're getting this error, right?
Yeah.
So this means that it works, it's working, except your path here is incorrect.
So we don't have to be in target folder, right? In order to run.
Yes. So it does. You don't have to be anywhere. As long as you're,
In a
You're
folder.
yeah, you have to be in like the target folder for it to run.
Since you're in there, you still need to be here.
So it means that this path here is incorrect for you.
I don't know when that happened, but
Yeah, this should work.
Maybe it doesn't like the space.
You said build failure?
Maybe it doesn't like the space in the path. So, sorry, do you know when there's a space, when you're trying to CD a directory that has a, that part will fix it. When the directory has a space in the name, you're trying to CD to it.
You have to escape the character in the space.
Yeah, you have to escape the character in the space. But the HackUMBC sports tutorial, info tutorial directory doesn't have a space in it.
Yeah, but his path before it does.
Oh, it's program files has a space in it.
Or
So-
because it's in D clubs files.
So yeah, you'd put a backslash before the space.
Okay, so I think that's messing up.
So another thing is, you got it?
I got it.
So another thing could be that another service on your computer is running on port 8080,
Yeah.
and that's causing
Apache server running.
there's an Apache server running on 8080, so that's causing it to conflict, and that's causing the build failure.
Close it, yeah.
So if you have something else running on port 8080, you can just stop it from running on there. And I think there should be a way that you can get this to run on any port.
This is a simple problem. Like, in worst case, we could rename the folder. So it's backslash space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this should work, right? You guys got this?
I'm still getting the white label error.
Are you in the white label area? Oh, hold on, let me check. Because that means your thing is working. Like, because you have it, that means it works.
It's type basketball. It's working.
Oh, that's why your eyes not capitalized.
Well, do you think
Oh,
you
wow.
just rename it? Would you mind renaming it?
Yeah, it looks
Rename this
rename club file.
Other sources that goes to maybe like
Oh, that'd be a good way to do it. So
go to C.
yeah, so go back to HackUMBC.
Yeah, so it's case sensitive. That's the problem.
Make copy of the folder.
So this is cool. So I guess we can continue while he helps him out a little bit.
Or actually,
But
yeah, that's
okay, so let me delete this. Actually, I'll save this
or
as
somewhere else, somewhere without a space in the name.
download. Okay, so there's 3 classes. You should see in the source folder. There should be a main, and then there should be a Java, and then there should be sports info package, right? And there's three classes there. There's application, there is sports info, and there is sports info controller, right? So the application is where the main is. So in every Java program, there's a main, right? So that makes it so that the Spring application can run. Like it pretty much starts the entire program up. So we don't actually need to worry about this right here. The main ones that we're going to be like dealing with are the sports info controller and sports info right here. So right now, what we're doing is we created this root called get sports info / get sports info, and it has a parameter of type right here, and default value is here. So like if you go to sports info without passing anything in, it's just gonna say the type is nothing right here, because we set the default value as nothing here. But if we set the default value as basketball here, then if we go here, actually if I restart it, I guess. If I restart the thing, if I restart it, it says basketball as default. So this default value is correlated with this default. So when you go here without any parameters, and you can add more parameters by adding just more parameters to this function. So all you need to do is add request parameter right here, type, and let's say country, and let's say that's string country. So you can keep on adding parameters here, and we can say the default is USA right here. So that's how you can add parameters to. You just add more parameters to the method, and that adds more parameters to the method up here. So those parameters are up here. So you can do like that /basketball and country is equal to USA.
So currently, the entire purpose of this is just to return a JSON
Yep.
object with the
Mhm.
parameters.
So how is it returning the JSON object? So right now it only takes in type, but let's say it took in country as well, right here. Then you'd have to modify sports info, and then you have to have string country here,
Get another access.
and then you have to have another variable here, private string country. This dot country is equal to country, and then the way Spring works is it requires these get methods for it to actually display the data to the page. So it's not going to display it until you put public string get country. Like it looks for this specific function.
So it looks for specific get.
Yeah, it looks for the specific get method, and then it's able to print it out to the page.
Does it have to be is it case sensitive? Like if I
Yeah.
add get like an uppercase.
It's case sensitive. Like every
Is the naming conventions form always get and then the
Yep.
type or the variable?
Yep. So it's going to be lowercase get and then the uppercase of the variable name, camel case. That's what it looks for. Because like get type, if I rename this to like get type, it probably wouldn't work. I mean, this is usually the naming convention for like most Java methods, but like, let's see. So now this should be returning the country and this should be returning the type as well. And we were passing in country and type here. And default value is USA. So this actually looks quite ugly, so let's make it look better. So you should have two parameters right here. You can just copy paste this and then change that to country there. Default is USA. And if you were to do mvn clean package or like run it again, what did it say? Spelled failure. Did I spell something wrong? Oh, I spelled county instead of country. Inside the sports info. Spelled county somewhere. Oh, there it is. So it also fails if you mess up like a variable or something. Like if there's an error in Java.
And how do we do like debugging? Is it like if I mess up with something?
Yeah, so like the way you debug is, okay, so right now, like when I run it, it's gonna give me an error. It's giving me an error right now, right? So like I'm gonna scroll up here and it says, okay, cannot find variable county. So it says cannot find symbol county. That's sportsinfo.java, line 10, no, character 13. So if you go line 10, character 13, it says county. So I put country here instead. So it says it in the when it says compilation error, it'll give like where it messed up there. So that's how you can debug it. So now if you go back to here and you just run get sports info without any parameters, you have type and then you have country as USA. So let's do type is basketball and the country is USA and country is equal to Germany. It'll change the country to Germany. So now you can like modify these variables here and it'll modify that right there. So now based on the type, we can have our own logic in there. So let's say you want to display like data about like basketball teams, right? We can be like if type is equal to basketball, display basketball teams that we added. So what we could do is in our sports info object, we can have a private variable that's of type list of string, and we can say team names. Right? And in here, we can have if this dot type is equal to basketball, or I think it's dot equals basketball. I usually use an IDE, but for this tutorial, I guess, because it autocompletes and stuff like that, so you don't have to remember everything. So if this dot type equals basketball, then you can do something like team names dot was it add? Yeah, it was add. This dot team names dot add. I don't know. Houston Rockets. It's a basketball team. And then we can have a getter for the new variable we added called team names. So public list of string team names, get team names, return team names. And the thing is, we also need to initialize this variable, which we forgot to do. So we need to do this dot team names is equal to new array list of string, or just array list, like this. So now we have our getter that returns the team names. If the type is equal to basketball, it's going to add Houston Rockets to the team names, and it's going to display there. So we can add a few couple more teams here. Teams names dot add Los Angeles Lakers. Team names dot add Washington Wizards. So now team names is going to be, it's going to have all these elements. So when we have basketball in the URL parameter, it's going to display Houston Rockets, Los Angeles Lakers, and Washington Wizards there. So let's see how that works.
What are the import packages for this?
Oh, the import packages, or this stuff.
No, for you have to import other packages for.
You have to import like what? Or for this? Oh, for array list, right. This is why I use an IDE.
Yeah, right.
Let's do an IDE that like makes it so that like automatically like imports stuff for you.
I usually use Eclipse.
Yep. Import list Java.
I think you have to do util.
Yeah, you have to do util.list, or you can just do Java util star. But I'm gonna do import util. I'm just gonna do import Java util.util star.
So every time when you do some changes, you have to run it over again.
Yep. But if you're in an IDE, it actually takes care of that for you. So like if you're running like Eclipse, or if you're running like IntelliJ, it does it for you. So I can go through a little bit of that at the end, but like I wanted to make sure like everybody was on the same page because not everybody has an IDE as well. So yep. So let's see if I get any build errors.
Does it automatically compile the Java for you?
Yeah. Like with an IDE. So now it looks like it worked. So let's go here and let's run this again. And there we go. We have team names: Houston Rockets, Los Angeles Lakers, Washington Wizards, right here. And the cool thing is like you can have nested like things. So like let's say I created a new class called teams, and then I had team names.add. I created a new team object, and I had getters on that object. It will actually Spring. What it will do? It will actually like nest that. So like I'll show you how that works real quick. So right here, if we create a new file and call that team.java. Right here, just like this, and we say the package is sports info package, and we say that it is a, so let's go here, we say public class team, then we can create a constructor, and we can have the team, you can have a sports type for the team, so I guess you can do like private string type, and let's pass in a string type here as well. Let's pass in a string name here as well. Private string name. This dot type is equal to type. This dot name is equal to name. And then you also need getters since we made a new class. So you do public string get type. Return this dot type. Public string get name. Return this dot name. So we created, so every single time that we add a new private variable, we have to create the getters so that we can actually see it here, or else they won't show up here. So let's actually add new objects to our thing. So after do you guys have this or yeah? So create a new file called team.java. What's up? How's it going? It's going good. Nice. Pretty good. Pretty good. I'm recording as well. I'm gonna edit it later. So yeah, let's create team.java. Pretty simple. Just the Java class for a team. And create two getters, get type and get name. Make sure there's no syntax errors here. Looks pretty good. Da, da, da. Got it? Yep. So now we can go back to our sports info class, and instead of doing team names.add Houston Rockets, we can do new team object, and then we can say it's of type basketball, because Houston Rockets is a basketball team, and then have it like this. And then we can replace this with, yep, Lakers. It's like it's pretty much like an object in object when you display it. Objectception. What team was this? Oh, Wizards. Washington Wizards. Right, so after you do this, and then you go back here, and then you run your Spring Boot. Oh, I got build failure. I got some, let's see, team cannot be converted to java.lang.string. Oh, right, because this is a type of string, right? So we have to make this of type team now, because we're returning teams. So the list is a list of teams now. It's not a list of strings. So yeah, so make sure it's list of type team instead of list of type string, because before it was list of type string. So let's see. Does it work? Yes, it's running. That means we can go here. Boom. There it is. So now it's gonna see how it nested the types. So now we have type basketball, name is Houston Rockets. Type is basketball, name is Los Angeles Lakers. Washington Wizards. That's pretty cool. So now if you're making a website, you'll be able to actually grab this data and then display it. So you can have like you can have Houston Rockets, Los Angeles Lakers, Washington Wizards. It'll just work.
So it's actually returning the JSON.
Yep, it's returning the JSON because it automatically converts the Java object, the Java class, and then it looks for type and looks for the getter for name, and then it uses that to return the JSON object.
That's pretty cool.
That's insane. Like when I first saw this, it blew my mind because I was like, usually you have to do this manually, where you have to like parse the object, get the data out, and then you have to display it in a JSON. It does it automatically.
Can you see one time with Google Sports?
For team or oh, this one? Okay.
Did you do something special to get your browser to display the JSON object already?
Yeah, so there's this
Like
there's this Chrome extension called JSON View. Chrome JSON View, and it's right here. You should get this. It's really nice. This is like, it like makes your life a lot easier. So you're not looking for like a needle in a haystack.
It's literally one massive one.
Yeah. Like this looks so much nicer, right?
Could you go back to your sports info?
Yep. Let me actually, I guess I can comment. Member variables.
Oh, JSON.
Yeah.
string of team for a sports type. This is a sports. I'm gonna be making all this code available eventually. So after you have this, there's so many applications you can do with this. So like, you could be grabbing data from an API, and then you could be displaying it here, and then you could host. So once you have the jar file, it's really portable. You can give it to any one of your friends, right? As long as they have Java installed, they just do java-jar, the jar file. It has all the dependencies, everything for you, and it just works. So they could have their API in one file. You could just give them an API.
For your get team names, you're just returning team names.
Yeah, so for get team names, you're returning, here, let me go there. Return this.name, this.tname, or whatever you called it.
Do you have to say this there? 'Cause it's
Um,
not really ambiguous anymore.
yeah, you don't need to, but like,
It's a Java convention.
it's a convention. Like, people do it a lot, so. That's how I've been doing it.
Why didn't you specify the type when you were instantiating the arrays
Where?
in the sports?
Yeah, I could do that as well. You could do that. It's a thing. Like, I could just literally just take, I could just put this.type here. It's the same thing. Because they're going to be returning,
No, I was talking about when you're saying new array list, you just have the empty.
oh, here? So this, you could put a string here, but like, it works like this too. Like, it's, I don't know, like,
It's already declared.
I think-
with
like, how do you explain this?
It just like determines.
It's ju-
like,
They just do it. Like, it's just a type, it's an array list. Because it already knows it's a type team.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So
It's
you-
already
Yeah.
initialized through the declaration.
Yeah, so you don't need to actually be like redundant and put team here again. I think you could do it. I think it might still be syntactically correct if you did this.
Yeah, that's what I did.
And I think it'll still work. It should still work. Yeah, it works. It still works. So that works as well. So actually, this could be like, you can make this team object like have a ton of different things. Like you can add like a thing for players. So you can be like private list of string player names. So each team could have like a list of players on that team. And you could even make this a player object if you really wanted to. So you can keep on nesting it as deep as you want. You could go down to like the different types of bats that players use. Like you have like a list of bats. I don't know. You could keep on going with this.
Is Spring really something just used for passing around objects, or can you use it for like backend?
Yeah, so this is actually, Spring is entirely for backend. So this is the backend right now. We're creating a RESTful backend. So like usually when you have like PHP, like how many of you guys know PHP? One? You know PHP? You know JSP? That means you're ahead of the crowd. Awesome. I actually like JSP better than PHP for a lot of reasons. But yeah, you can actually make .jsp files with Spring, and it's actually like a full-blown like model view controller. I don't know if you heard that term before. Like it's a full-blown model view controller app framework, and you could use it to build your entire backend, and you could even use it for like front-end stuff. But what I usually do is I create like a RESTful service like this, and that runs like on a server, and then I create a separate HTML thing that runs on GitHub Pages, and it just grabs data from the server. So it's like two separate things. So if the server goes down, my GitHub Pages thing's still gonna show up. It's just not gonna connect to the server. And
Just won't be updated.
if the client goes down, I still have the server. I can always create a new client. So it's like decoupled. You have like two separate things. You have a separate backend and you have a separate front end. And that's what like most companies, like startups, are trying to do nowadays.
So you don't have a single point of failure.
Yeah, you have like two.
Both what every company's do.
Yeah. What's up?
When you modify the constructor for sports info, did you have to change sports info?
No. Oh, actually, when you modify this, like country right here, you have to make sure that this takes in country right here.
And can you explain one thing sports? That's it. You just modify
Yeah, this yeah. The only thing I modified was the constructor for sports info, and I string country. That takes in the country,
And you return.
and there's get country that's returning this dot country. Yep.
Could you get back to the controller?
Sports controller. So we have the project files already. Like if you wanna follow along,
So good.
you can go to this link.
Yeah, I forgot to add the new request.
Man, I thought more people would show up on a Friday. No classes, no comp sci classes. Come on, it's like 5 people here. More like 8, but yeah. What's
Every
up?
time when you rerun the you have to close the command prompt and do it again.
No,
How
you
do
can
do
you can just
it's gonna overrun.
you can just Control C and it'll stop running.
That is a pretty good job, I would say.
Did you Control C?
Yeah.
It worked, right? Awesome. So in team, what we're gonna do next is we're gonna add a list of player names. Yeah, I got you right here. Like this parameter is pretty much the same as this parameter right here. But yeah, it's Java. Java.
So the application of Java, is that like app.js?
Yep, application.java is the main.
Yeah.
That's where the thing runs.
And then what's in team?
Team is just like the team. The team. There's the type of team it is. If it's a basketball
so
team.
what's this API doing?
So it's just returning. If you type in basketball
Like you give it a type and
in a country, which we're gonna use the country later, but it returns so like country USA should be returning teams and country. It's not running right now, but yeah. Actually, the build failure is related to this not being initialized. This dot player names is equal to new array list. Okay, now we should be good. And then public list of string player names. So every single time you add a member variable to a class, you have to create a getter, and that's how Spring knows how to display it in JSON. It pretty much becomes a 202 project after that, you know? Just like creating all the objects and creating all the classes. And then after that, what you can do is when you have this, you can create the jar like I said, and then put it on your server, and you can create your own like HTML, and I'll show you guys how to communicate with the server through HTML. And you'll be able to grab like the basketball and all that data and show it on the web page. Yeah.
you do like a HTTP.
Yep,
request.
you just make a HTTP request.
Do you use Ajax?
Yeah, you use Ajax. Yep. Use JavaScript. So you guys good? Yep. Let's see if this works. Build failure. What does it say? Oh, class list. It's because I didn't import java.util.star. There we go. So now it's gonna, if you go to this, you see each one has a list of player names now, right here. And then what you can do is when you're creating the object in your sports info, right here, you can do like, okay, so yeah, we can do public, we can add our public void, add player. Let's put like a string, add player name, I guess. let's do a string and a name. And then all we need to do is player names dot add name. There it is. And then in our sports info .java, once we do the add player name, we can add all the names of the players that we have. We could even make that an endpoint, which we will do maybe soon. You guys good? I'll have to like really edit this video.
When you get player names, you should return player names. Is that what you do?
Yes, we're just returning this dot player names. Or you can just player names. Yeah. I like putting this because then you know it's like it's this.
Right.
I'll tell you this is this, you know?
Where are those functions being called from? Or are they not being used?
So those functions are not the Spring, it automatically looks for these functions and it calls it automatically. Like you don't have to worry about writing it yourself at all.
So it looks for it based on the variable name?
Yeah, so it looks for player names, and then it looks for the get before it, and then it just looks for it and then returns it itself.
So this.
What's up?
So this is like a RESTful.
Yep. So what REST is, it means like representational state transfer. That's like a really long name for pretty much saying that, hey, I want to return data on the server. And there's like methods. So there's a get method where pretty much whenever you type something into the URL, you're making a get request. So a RESTful interface is something that's like a list of get, and there's this thing called post methods, which are like when you submit a form on a website, like you're actually like writing data to a database or something. That's a post method. So there's two types of requests most websites use are they're get and post. When you log in, it's post. When you go to the website facebook.com, that's a get request. So right now we're creating a get request with the parameters type and country. And if like, let's say you wanted your friend to use this to make his app, right? You would be like, hey, like there's this method called getSportsInfo, and it has two parameters, type and country. And depending on what you type in there, it will give you like different things that you can display in your app. So that's pretty much how it works. Like a lot of like people have APIs. Like Twitter has their API, and that's another thing. An API is pretty much a list of all the methods, like all the get methods and post methods. So you can see like REST APIs right here, Twitter. And okay, so like you can see these are all the get requests. So like it has followers / IDs, right? So you go to this, and these are the parameters: user ID, screen name, cursor. So similarly for ours, our parameters are type and country, right there. So that's really nice. And there's like a ton of applications for this technology. Like I use this to create like one of my startup ideas, which is at like my site called routetrue.me. And here like you can search for a place, and I'm doing the whole like I'm doing the same thing that we're doing right now. Actually, like I'm doing the same thing that we're doing right now. I have a Java jar file running in the back end, and it's actually running on same thing. So search places, location, Baltimore, querying food, and it's just one endpoint that I created, just like this. So like you can do really really cool things with this type of technology.
So how do you search engine works? So you're sending like this search stuff.
Yeah, so I'm just like sending a request to this link with the correct parameters right there, and I'm grabbing this data and I'm just displaying it in a nice format. That's all I'm doing. So like when you create one of these things, you can create like awesome dynamic applications. What's up?
So when I go to the link, my team name is empty.
Yeah.
Even though I'm doing type basketball and I'm checking, and when it's basketball, I'm adding 2 teams, but they're not showing up.
Do you have that means your getter for your team names in your sports info is off. So make sure it's list team and it's get team names, just like this. Should actually do this dot team names. It's probably be-
Was that semantic UI you're using?
No, it's Bootstrap.
It's really simple icon usage.
It looks good. I think I'm doing something else wrong.
Let's see, get team names. What's the error?
Well, when you go to the Chrome, and you can
Oh.
see.
Oh. Oh, okay.
I ran it again in MVM.
Huh. Let's see. Let's make sure list team names. Add new team. Basketball, Houston Rockets.
Maybe my getter in team is wrong. Could that be it?
Yeah, that could be it. Could definitely be it. Get player names. Player names, that's fine. Get name, that's fine. This perfect. Type. Oh, you have to do. Oh, that's fine too. Huh. That is really weird. Yeah. Let's see if there's any other problems. Whoops, maybe. Haven't used Windows in 100 years.
Right.
List team, get team names. It's fine. It's perfect.
So, yeah. So I'm calling.
That's really. Can you clean, maybe like clean the classes or something? And then,
Oh, okay.
like delete the class
Yeah, sure.
class files, and then try rerunning it.
I compiled them in there to see if it was working.
Yeah, or you could try compiling it from your command line window maybe, or you're already doing
I
MVN
can
Spring
compile in
Boot.
here I can compile
sure.
in here if I want to, but I can do the NVM again.
Yeah. So the next thing I'm gonna do real quick is I'm gonna add. So the thing is, right now, let's actually create some new teams. Let's create team Rockets is equal to new team. This dot type Houston Rockets. And then let's add Rockets dot add James Harden. Right there. And let's do, instead of doing new, we can just do Rockets, just like this. Similarly, we can do the same thing with the Lakers. Team Lakers equals new team, this dot type, Los Angeles Lakers, Lakers dot add, Kobe Bryant. Kobe. And then, see that? And then let's do last one, Wizards. Team Wizards equals new team, this dot type, Washington Wizards, Wizards dot add, John Wall. Wizards. What's up? Oh no, Wizards dot add player name.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, might be.
Yeah, okay.
You can't just add. Yeah, you're right. There we go.
Oh, so you have Saturn name in team, right? Like that player name.
Yep. So like there's a setter in team called, it's public void, add player name, string name, and you can do this dot player names dot add name. So that's what makes it so that we can do, we can add the player names to the thing, and then after this we're gonna let's try like returning this data to a web interface. See how that works. Yeah, team. What's up?
So when I checked the type of basketball, it never seems to have those.
Oh, so I think what you're doing is you're not using the dot equals parameter when you're comparing strings.
Is that what you did?
Yeah. So when I do,
did equals.
yeah, don't use equals equals in Java because
Yeah, I remember.
for strings you do the dot equals. Yeah.
Doesn't equals like compare the addresses?
Yeah. Compare something weird.
Alright, that's probably
Yeah. Yeah, that was probably it because it was going to false or something. It wasn't.
It was just
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So it never executed the.
I always forget that because like 202 they teach you C++, and then like in 331 you might do like Java for like a month, and you'll always be doing equals, and then it won't work. So
So it's working now.
so what's cool is Spring also works with Android, so you could actually like because Android's built in Java, so like you can do like some cool stuff with Android and Spring framework together as well. But after you have the add player name, just like reload the application, and now you should be seeing some player names underneath the team names. So let's reload this. Let me reload it. There we go. We have James Harden, Kobe Bryant, John Wall. There we go.
So let me ask a question that might be dumb.
What's up?
Yeah, so local OS 8080 is just seven, like some kind of web backend for you to actually like play with.
Yeah, so like every single computer, every machine is a server, right?
Right.
And every machine has ports, right? So the local host is pretty much like your local server on your machine, and you can like redirect it to like you can make your thing available to the web,
Right.
and you can get it so that localhost 8080 is mapped to a web address. If you make your server available to the web, as well, there's ways you can do that. Usually, I just like use a server like a cloud server from some service, and then just do the same process. Just upload the file and then just run it there.
To the cloud.
Yeah.
And it's come available.
Yep, to everyone. Exactly. Like this same service, like a similar service, is available at like I created one at this link,
Right.
and it's available here as well, like to like pretty much anyone who wants to use it.
But the actual one that is visible to the outsider is more dynamic. It's not
Yeah.
coming out like.
Yeah. Like localhost is on your computer only.
Okay.
Like it's only for on your computer right now. Like nobody else will be able to go to this and get it. Well, me
Right.
exactly.
It's pretty cool.
And then you can just we can grab this data and then we can display it. We can search through the data by type maybe if we wanted to. We could do a ton of things. So you could even be creative with this, and you could be like high defense. That could be their type. And then you could be like low defense, high attack, or something. And then you can be high defense, medium attack. And then offense, I guess. In basketball, there's no attack. But yeah. So see the type changed right here. Now, what you can do is we can do a
Well, it's like, let's say this is like one, but it says like .java in brackets 13 on 120, but I don't know if that means like the line or like CSS.
If you put in the column or the
Yep.
column.
so we can create another so go to sports info controller and then copy paste the get sports info method. Just copy paste the entire method right there. And let's do get team. Let's return type team. Let's do a return. Let's do a type of name. Let's do get team, and then let's get that's perfect. And we can take the second parameter out because we don't need it. We only need one parameter, which is name. And we can have like a global variable up here, which we can do like private static teams. Actually, it doesn't have to be static. It can just be private team list of teams. Let's just do all teams equals new array list here. I think this has to be static actually, so it has to be static. All right, and let me actually make sure this compiles. So it says, what does it say? Class list. Oh, it's always the list. Import Java util. Java.util.star. Don't forget. What's up? What's up? What's up? Sweet. So now you can go to get team, and then you can do name equals, I don't know, rockets, and it'll return like a team object right there. But what we could do is we can create another one called add team. So let's copy this one and call it add. Let's create another one called add team. Add team. What are the different things the team has? It has a name. It has a type, right? And it has it has a name and a type. So in this one, what we can do is we can create a new team object. New team equals new team. Then we pass in type and name. And then we do is we have this list of all teams. So we do all teams dot add new team. And then what we can do is we can also return the new team that was added. Right there. And get team by name right here. So we can do is could do like a for loop here. I is less than all teams dot length plus I, and then we can do if all teams of I dot get name dot equals name, return all teams of I. And that's just like a linear search. But if we did this like had an object, we could have just like indexed it and gotten it by the key. But yeah. So this will get the team with that name. If it exists in all teams, it'll return that team. All right. We have add team, get sports info. Pretty cool.
That team, I'm getting a compilation error.
Oh, really? I might have messed up as well. So yeah, it says build failure. Let's see. Failed to execute, compilation failure. Method sports is already defined in class sports info package. That is weird. Hold on. Oh, yeah, because we named this wrong. This should be called get team. Yeah, we named the method wrong. That's my B. Yeah, make sure that these methods are, and this returns type team, and this returns type team. You can't name it the same thing as this method. It's already defined. You can't name it again, unless you're trying to overload it or something. Let's see if that works. Oh, another build failure. What is this? Logic cannot find symbol on line 23. What's the symbol you cannot find? What is it? Line 23. 2336. Oh, method length. So to get the length of a list, yo, Michael, what's the method to get a length of a list? Dot size. Oh, true. I always get mixed up because I switch languages.
The only one in here that knows the answer.
Everybody knows, except me. Build failure again. Oh no. Array required. And how do you index elements? It's like dot get, right? Dot get. Like this. I think. I'm just guessing. So I use IDE because it knows these things for me. There we go. It works. It's working. Let's go. Yes. So now we can use the add team and the get team method. So let's do add team, and let's do type is equal to basketball, and name is equal to Lakers. So we added basketball and Lakers, and let's do get team, and let's do name is equal to Lakers. And it returned it. Returned the object. It's awesome. So now we have a way we can add teams and we can get those teams. It's pretty nice. Yeah. So this is a get team and the add team methods right here.
Why do we need dependency on this?
The what?
Dependency, like why do we need Maven?
Oh, we need Maven because Spring Boot, right? Spring Framework. It's easier to get the dependencies for Spring using Maven. Like Maven will install all the dependencies for you. Like if you want to use Spring Framework like manually, you'd have to go to the site, then you'd have to download all the files, make sure they're in the right place, and then you have to make sure like you import the right path. Whereas like Maven, you just put in I want Spring Framework, and then you do Maven. You just run the program with Maven, and it will download all the dependencies for Spring, and it'll just work.
Can we change the Maven file, like POM file?
Oh yeah, you can change the POM file. So let's say you want to do like Google Places API or something, right? Then what you do is you'd add a dependency of Google Places API here, and then when you run the program, it will automatically download that dependency. So like people have created their own packages on GitHub, and they're like, okay, in the Maven file, put in this dependency. So you just copy paste that dependency code, and then you run the program, and now your Java program can use Google Places. It's pretty chill.
Did you write this POM file by yourself? Like,
Oh, so this POM file is from the Maven website.
from them?
Yeah, so if you go to this one, building a RESTful web interface, so spring.io/guides/gs/rest service, then it's gonna have the POM file right here. And all you do is copy paste this and then change the name of your thing to something else. So like they already have the POM file already for you. And if you have an IDE, it's even better because then like it does it for you as well. Yeah.
Where did you create all teams?
All teams is at the top. It's a private static.
Did you just make that?
Yep. I'll make all the code available for this. So now I think we have enough information to actually make like a web app, like a website that actually communicates with this API. So it's gonna be cool. Also, another thing is for this you should add at cross origin, because so what this does is it makes it so that you can access this API from literally any port. So right now you can only access the API on port 8080, right? Like let's say a program wants to access the API, they'll have to connect to port 8080, but let's say they're on port 5000. Then port 5000 can't connect to port 8080 without, the API just doesn't allow it because it's like a security feature built in. So if you do add cross origin, it'll make it so that the program running on port 5000 can access the localhost port 8080.
Did you make an ad team?
The what?
Did you make an ad team?
Yeah.
Request?
Made an add team request and a get team request. Add team takes in name and type. What's up?
So, right now it runs on made Apache
Yes.
server, right?
Yep.
Can we do like do it on JBoss, Glassfish?
Yeah, so the thing is, like, once you have the jar file, you could give it to anyone, and you don't need like an Apache server dependency for this, because it automatically like does everything for you. Like Spring automatically has their own thing built in. The only thing that's Apache is Maven. Maven is the only Apache product. Like Apache server is like an entirely separate product. So this is just running Java code, and Spring is like the web app. So it's pretty much serving Spring like Java code. No Apache required. Nothing required. Any platform. So if you have Windows, Mac, Ubuntu, you can just give somebody your jar file and be like, just run java-jar and the jar file name, and it will automatically run it as long as they have Java installed. Awesome. What time is it? 1:35. So we're gonna be done in like 10 minutes. I'll show you guys how to make the web app, and then I'll put the code online. The video, we were taking a video the entire time, so we have the video.
That's pretty beneficial.
Yep.
Someone like me, I don't want to do this.
What's up?
Sorry for asking too many questions.
No, you're good.
And I read like we can create Java beans in Spring. Like, can we create on this one as well, or?
Yeah, you can definitely do that, but like for those things, like so like Spring, like everything to do with Java Beans and like all of that, it's pretty much listed on the Spring website. So like Spring allows you to do a lot of different things, and this is just like not even scratching the surface. Like I'm just showing you guys how to make a REST interface, but you can do incredibly cool things like accessing Twitter data. Like I'll show you guys the Twitter API. You can actually like use these endpoints and then return that data. Maybe you can like organize that data better into your own classes on Spring, and then you can return Twitter data. You can make your own packages. There's like so many different things you can do with Spring. There's actually this site called stackshare.io, and I love this site because it tells you like exactly what company is using what stack. So you can go to like trending right here, and these are some of the things that are trending. If you type in, like, let's say you type in Java, right? Then it shows, okay, this Java. Click on Java. All these companies use Java right here, and 995 more. So Spotify, Uber, LinkedIn,
So they know that.
Airbnb.
Does the site publicly announce that? Or
So like a lot of these people make their stacks available. Like LinkedIn is like, we use Java for our careers API or something, and they make it available. Yep. So there's all these companies. Netflix uses Java. Airbnb uses Java. So it's actually very beneficial. I think Spring also might be in here. So Spring is in here as well. So Spring is pretty powerful. Wix, if you ever heard of Wix, they use Spring. Coupons.com.
What did you do for your ad team or
Ad team, or you mean get team?
for get team? If you didn't find the team, what did you return?
You just return like a blank, just like a stub, an object, a team object. Yep. You got it? Alright.
But I got
Okay, cool. So let's make like a simple web page real quick, called index.html on your desktop. So I'll create a new folder. I'll call this HackUMBC. HackUMBC API. I don't know, sports info API client or client. Sports info client. Doesn't matter. You can call it anything you want. And then it's just a blank folder. And then let's open this folder up in the terminal. So now let's create a file called index.html. So I can just do touch index.html. You can just create a new file called index.html in that folder. So it should be like this. Yeah. And open this with like, I don't know, a text editor, any text editor. So I guess, yeah. Just open it in brackets. Sports info client. Okay, and then now we have this learning. So you should have a blank file at index.html. We might need jQuery, so let's figure out how to do that. jQuery HTTP request. So there's this thing called jQuery.get, which jQuery is pretty much a it's a framework, a JavaScript framework that makes it easier to do like JavaScript stuff. So you can just do $.get and the link, and you can grab that data and use it. So we can just use this code right here. So we'd want to do something like this. And we want to make a GET request to not ajax/index.html, but our link right here. Let's make it to, what was the first one that we created? Sports info, right? Get sports info. So let's just make one to get sports info. And then we can create a class up here, div class equals result. Yep. And then I think we need to do like document onload here or something. So I need to figure out to remember how I did that. Document.ready or something like that.
It's not ready.
It's not ready?
There's a callback.
And the callback function inside of it. True. I always forget.
I think you need to download the jQuery.
Yep, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do that. You can actually use the jQuery CDN, which is like the link. So you can go here, and then what you can do is you can click on minified, and you can just copy this and paste this before the code. Yep.
Use your JavaScript and CDN.
Yes. I just go to code.jquery.com and then click on minified. And we can actually do, before we load it there, we can do console.log data here as well. Yep, and let me just make sure everything's up to date with this one as well. Make sure make sure your thing's running in the background as well, or like it's running in another terminal window. So build failure, what does it say? Cannot find symbol, line 2, allow cross origin, I think it might be. Let me make sure. If you don't do allow cross origin, it's not gonna work completely. So remember how we had the @ symbol on top of the thing? So let me make sure. Oh, because we didn't include the cross origin library or something. There's like an import we have to make right here. So see this import web to annotation. Let's open. Let's go back to desktop. HackUMBC Sports source main Java sports info package sports info controller. Here we need to have org.springframework.web.bind.crossorigin. So pretty much the same thing as the other line, but has cross origin there. In sportsinfocontroller.java. And now it should load up correctly. Let's open up the terminal there. Where am I? CD HackUMBC Sports Info Tutorial. Let's do mvn spring-boot : run. Yep, so now it's running. Now it allowed cross origin. So that means that when we do the index.html, we run it, it should work and display the data. So let's open that up. And let's see if it came with any errors. Syntax error. Oh no. Line 18. Syntax error. Yes, there is. There we go. So now our server is returning the array in the console. If we want this to show up better, I guess we can do like data dot type. Yeah. There we go. Type is basketball. How did I run it?
Oh, okay. I just want to see the HTML.
Oh, you just open the HTML file. Like you just open it in a browser. So like in brackets, it's really nice because it has live preview, so you can just click on this and it'll just load. But if you were just running it manually, you can just open up the file and then open it with your favorite web browser. You just open this.
Okay.
Open with Chrome. See, it says basketball.
Can you say one more time the HTML?
Yep, the HTML file. So this is the jQuery thing you get from the site, code.jquery.org, and then this will load the data. So let's actually, okay, here, I'll make it look nicer. /h1. What's up?
So, whenever when I do my ad team thing on the local host, whenever it works, but whenever I try to add a player name to the new object, I get a white label error page.
Oh, that's because your URL is wrong.
Oh.
That's the only reason you get the white label error page.
But it works. It works with the same URL when I don't add a player name.
When you don't add a player name. Do you have a default value on the?
It's empty.
Make sure your thing is correct, because it's always a URL. It's always an issue with URL. Because if you try to go, I can get the same error by doing localhost 8080 and then just putting some garbage here, and you get a white label error page like this, right?
Yes.
So
I'm doing this is add team.
Add team
Name,
with a capital T, right?
question, name equals testing.
Name equals hi,
then
and type equals testing.
So I get an error with that, but the thing is, if I go into my if I go into the sports info controller and I comment out the add new team, or comment out the add player name, I have it in line that says new team.add player name. If I comment that out and then run it again and go to the same URL and refresh it, then it works.
Then it works.
Yeah.
Did you try like closing? Try cleaning the project and running again, because I think that's the only way that would work.
I've had trouble whenever I tried in the team constructor. I tried adding player names there too, and I had the same white label page error.
That's like really weird. Yeah. Yep. Like a space there. Now you can even write like your own function that like formats the data better, called format data in JavaScript, and then takes in like the data, and then returns HTML, like really nice HTML. It's actually kind of bad to write HTML in JavaScript because you're like mixing two different things. But like for this purpose, we could definitely do that. Like I guess var header or var HTML equals that. Hello? Yo, what's up? For what? Oh, for 491? Oh yeah, we're meeting at like 2:30-ish, I think. I think there's people already there in the IT building. Like 3:32. I do see. Yep, see. Yeah, we're gonna do something. He should be. I don't know, I'll call him. I don't know, I can't make outgoing calls for some reason right now. I can't make outgoing calls. I'm getting incoming calls, but outgoing calls are not working.
I had that happen before.
I'm switching my provider. Like, screw it. The same one that Eric has. Yep.
Yeah, I might do that too.
JSON stuff's not showing up in our console.
Oh, it's not? Did you do console.log data? And did you do localhost 8080 get sports info type equals basketball? And in your sports info controller, do you have cross origin? Hello?
Still text me.
Yeah.
Could you open your next one?
Hello? I think you have the wrong number.
I'll be like, oh, you reached some how can I help you? He's busy right now. Let me put you on hold.
Make sure it's exactly like this, because if you have an error in the JavaScript, that could also be a thing. If you look at the console, it should show all the errors on the page. So team names is an array, and it has its own thing in there. So you could do HTML, or you do like for var I equals 0.
Put the jQuery stuff in its
Team names.
What's the integrity
For what?
in your script?
Oh, this? So where did I get this from?
What's the integrity? Yeah.
Oh, so that's pretty much, so the integrity is like the, it's for security purposes. So it's saying this is a SHA-256 hash. So SHA-256 is like this hashing algorithm. And like what it does is it makes sure that like you have proper access to it and stuff like that. Like to the resource.
Where did you get that?
Oh, so you pretty much go to code.jquery.com. Code.jquery.com. And then click on minified. And it gives you this. And then just copy paste this.
Is it different for everyone?
Yeah.
Which one did you put on?
So you put separate scripts.
Just do 2.2.2 or 2.x, yeah. Click on that. IE less than 9 is not supported. So if you're on Internet Explorer, less than version 9, it's not supported. Okay. So for the team names, there are, each object is a team, so we can do HTML plus equals get team HTML this. Do data dot team names by team dot name. Clear name. Team dot name, yeah. Let's just do team dot name for now. It's just like HTML from now. It's like front end stuff. So this should work. Did I change anything? Oh, because I never called it. Is that it? Yes, I never called format data. So format data. And that should return the HTML. This. Oh no, it didn't work. Oh, I didn't return anything. Return HTML. There we go. Rockets, Lakers, Wizards. Yeah. You can just say this is team HTML plus that. HTML plus equals player names, yes. They are there. Oh no, did I get something wrong? Is it player names or player name? I don't know. Let's check. Object, team names, team, player names of 0. Okay. Player names. Team dot name. Oh. There we go. There you go. So now we can format this data and make it look nice. Awesome. Yep. All this code's gonna be available online. The video is gonna be available after I edit it because it's like 2 hours now.
How do I find the videos?
And that's gonna be on club the VNBC.
Yep, it's gonna be in the HackUMBC club page. I'm actually redesigning the entire club website in GitHub. It's in GitHub now. Club. It's in. If you go to UMBC Hackers.
What? Why? It was on GitHub pages, then you made a note.
It's
that
like
that, and
it's
then you put it
back on
in
GitHub pages because it's
Why
loading
did
too
you-
slow.
Why'd you make the Node.js up?
I don't know. This is a lot nicer.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
What's that? Would you mind going back to your?
Yeah.
No.
There you go. Guess we're done with the tutorial.
Oh, hey. This is Sunday.
What's up?
So where can I find the code from HackUMBC?
We're gonna put on the GitHub.
Yeah.
So there's a GitHub.com/UMBC Hackers. UMBC Hackers GitHub. GitHub.com/UMBC Hackers. That's where we're gonna put the YouTube video when I upload it, and also the code. All the code will be there.
We'll see.
But yeah, it's pretty cool, right, guys? It's pretty awesome. We went from a Java program, and we got data from Java, and we're able to show it in an HTML file. It's pretty crazy. Isn't that pretty crazy, Michael?
So crazy.
It's crazy, right? Look at that.
It's awesome. It's too crazy.
And you know what's cool? Is that if we change the data in the Java file, so like if we go to, I have to open the folder again. But let's go desktop. HackUMBC sports tutorial. And then let's go to sports info. And let's say I change this to, I don't know, my name, because I play on the Houston Rockets, right? If I run it, instead of saying, see how it says James Arden here? When I refresh the page, it's gonna say my name. So it's like dynamic. It's pretty cool. So I changed something in Java, and I got it to change in HTML.
Should make something more.
And you can even make this like more advanced. Like let's say you're connecting to like a database. You can put like a form element here that like pings an API. You could do like a ton of stuff.
I mean, we should make something like another class, you know.
Yeah.
So it's connected to API.
Like the thing is like I can just create. So I'll create like an API. I could create an API for like a tutorial, just like a jar file, and like all you do is run the executable, and then we can just work with the API in like an index file, index.html, just communicate with it, and grab data from it and stuff like that. I think that'd be pretty cool.